I was born in Springfield, Ohio, and just grew up being that typical firstborn good kid. Wanted to get straight A's, please my parents, excel in everything I did. When I was about 10 years old, we started going to church. We sang out of hymnals, and we had a choir, and it was just something very beautiful about being there, but I didn't understand exactly why everybody was excited. There had to be something more, and I couldn't quite figure out what that was. I kind of felt like being a Christian was just be good and follow along and do what everybody told me to do, and just be the most perfect kid I could be. I thought that would make everybody happy with me. I thought I would be happy if everyone else was happy with me. But there was this kind of in the background, this feeling of like, I'm only 16, 17, 18, and how do you just keep this up forever? It was really, really stressful. At times it just felt like there was nothing joyful about this, you know? Maybe when I got that A on the report card, or I got accolades from somebody, a teacher or something like that, it felt good for a minute, but it just didn't last. To have your whole worth and your whole identity and your whole success based on yourself and your own willpower and your own energy, and have everything in life rest on the fact that I was just working hard, was just not going to last forever. I eventually was going to burn out. And so as I went into high school and wanted to go into college and started planning my future and what I wanted it to look like, I remember going up to the lake. My family vacationed at Lakeside every single summer. But one day I went out by myself and sat on a bench by the lake, and I just knew there was something bigger. There was something bigger than me and my perfection and this perfect life that I wanted. There had to be something more. And I remember getting out some paper, a journal I had, and just journaling a prayer to God and just asking Him to help me figure this out, and wrote that prayer. And that was really the first time I felt God's presence, is right there by the lake. And just, it changed me. It really changed me. I finally felt like I could let go a little bit and not have to control everything going forward, that there was something else to trust in, maybe. I really felt some kind of peace that something else was in control of my life besides me. And I didn't have to check all the boxes and do all the things to make it work out. That somebody was gonna help me walk this journey. I was super excited when I got accepted to Miami University, and God placed a few girls in my corridor in my dorm that were super wonderful and fun and everything else. And they happened to go to something called Campus Crusade for Christ, which is now Cru, and they asked me to go with them. These kids were so enthusiastic and so joyful and so full of hope. There was something that they had that I didn't have, and I wanted more. And I started asking a lot more questions about God and Jesus and these things that I was hearing. Somebody met with me and told me more about salvation and just having like a personal relationship with Jesus and what that meant. And that was strange at first. I'd never heard it. I didn't understand. I thought I was a Christian. I went to church. I grew up as a good kid. But they told me that we're all born with sin and we all need a Savior. And I really just needed to pray and ask Him to save me, walk with me, confess my sin and give it over to Him, and just believe in Him with my whole heart. It was very, very simple. I grew up having all the tangible things I needed. My parents provided wonderful a wonderful home, wonderful vacations, wonderful Christmases, but there were those things that my parents could not provide. And those were the things of God, like of everlasting hope and joy in every situation and peace that surpasses all understanding. So that night I prayed in my dorm room and asked Jesus just to forgive me of sin and walk with me forever and help me, and told him I loved him, and I wasn't the same after. The first Christmas after I accepted Jesus and I started walking with Jesus and I understood who Jesus was, it's like everything clicked. I just noticed how different I was, and I noticed how different I was looking at Christmas. I wasn't looking at all the things I was going to get and all the things that were going to fill me up. I was looking at Jesus as a savior and the simplicity of how he was born and how lasting it was going to be to walk with him forever. And this was real Christmas. This was what I'd always been searching for, really. Recently, I had the chance to go back to Lakeside, and I found the bench that I sat on 30 years prior, approximately. And sitting on that bench again, looking back at life and knowing I met the perfect man at Miami, and Ryan and I got married, and then having amazing kids, and so many things that I couldn't have planned. If I tried really, really hard, I couldn't have made them work out the way they worked out. God orchestrated the most beautiful parts, and it's so nice to let go of the control and know that he's writing this story and I'm part of it.